flag, and good luck.
ACCUSTATS Video Productions present. In Toledo, Ohio. My celebrity guest.
to get that first game, and then you'll feel a little more relaxed. So it's always important to getting the lead the rest of the round. If you can get out 4-5-1 or nothing like that, it really makes you play a little bit easier. It's not if he tried to play a one-ball hook there by the three. It's amazing, especially with Nick, who got one of his up in his arsenal.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I just say the match. Earl was a little bundle of nerves before he played this match, and it's the first time he's faced Nick this year. And last year, Nick has really had a great year, obviously, and beat Earl several times in key situations. As a matter of fact, to start the year, to rack him up classes, Earl hooked Nick and kicked 2 rails and kicked the ball on his side. Boy, look at this. He had a 2-rail banker. I know he was playing 1 rail, but he'll take it at this point.
Oh, well, that's just the luck of the roll of the balls there. And he hit the ball pretty good. I mean, for it to go 2 rails. He come close to making it, and he played it, and then went down 2 rails. The table was designed for that. That's not, I mean, it's lucky, but it's not 100% luck. The table is designed, if you miss the ball short on a bank, it's going to go back, and that's the way the rubber carries, and it's going to go in the other corner, and you're going to make it 2 rails. Those are designed, and you can't play shots like that.
To finish the thought I started there, Earl was very nervous before the match, and as a matter of fact, he has kind of a pet peeve about the jump cues. And of course, the players at this time on the NPBA Tour, they can use the short jump cues, and Earl feels that it's illegal. He feels that he invented the jump shot, and that he doesn't mind the jump shot being used. However, it should be used with a normal length cue, 57, 58-inch cue, somewhere in there. He doesn't appreciate the fact that everyone can jump the balls now with the shorter cue. It does make it a little easier to jump the balls. He feels it should be a skill shot. What's your thoughts on that, Ken?
Well, my thought on that is that you can use any type of equipment right now that you want to on our tour until we get some specific rules, and there's no problem. I have no problem with it. I mean, if he should get one if that's the case.
Correct. That's what a lot of players have mentioned, is that you have the opportunity to get one also, Earl, and even jump the balls better than he does with a normal cue. He jumps them pretty good with that normal cue, though. He's noted for that jump shot.
Yeah, getting back to, you said Nick last year beat Earl several times in a row. I think that has no bearing each time they play. I don't think that's even in Earl's mind, because he's a great player, and at any time he can beat any living human, so that's not really even thinking about that right now. So Nick's made a 2-rail bank shot on the 1 and ran out to take advantage of it, and the score is 1-1.
Yeah, it figures to be a close match. These two players are equally matched, although they're very different in style. You have the shot-making ability of Earl Strickland, who's awesome, who at any time can run racks on you. And Nick, of course, is a solid, methodical player, has a great straight pull background, knows the layout of the table and the position play as well as anybody.
Okay, notice where Nick's breaking from now. He's bridging off the rail and breaking. He did that all last year in a lot of spots. Okay, the 1 got kissed in the side. Still, he has no shot for the 2.
What would you do here, Ken? Would you like here to maybe, the way it looks to me, I would possibly try and thin the 2 on the left side and try and come up behind the 7 and 8? What would you do?
Well, either you're going to do that or bring the table, or bring the 2-ball back up table. You don't really have a good cover down table, and if he hits it on either side, it's going to be by the pocket. I would say you'll probably try to put the 2 maybe by the 4 up there and try to bring the cue ball around behind the 6. Let's see what happens here. Okay, he likes to go up table with it. And again, he's got a kiss that's left Earl the shot, I believe.
I think he's got the window there, the picture window, right between the 2 balls in the center of the table, the 7 and 8 ball. And he should be able to. The problem he has, though, is the 3 ball. It's very. I don't think he can make the 3. I think the 3 and 5 are close, so he may try and move the cue ball.
He's going to draw the ball, I
Yeah.
believe, in between the 9 and the 3, and try to maybe snip the 3 and come out. No, he's slow rolling the ball. Okay. It looks like a billiard or a safety here.
I
They'll
think
probably just try to hit the 3 and put the cue ball right behind the 5 and freezing.
I think so. Well, you were right, Kim.
He made a very good shot. No, I don't know if Nick can go into that rail and hit the 3. The ball froze. It looks like he might be able to because he's not really froze behind the 5 enough. Nick's going to try to hit the top of the 3 and put the 3 back where the 5's at and send the cue ball. No. Well, he's made a critical mistake there. He was just trying to bump the 3 to the rail.
Yeah, he has a little difficult situation here. The 4 is down on the right lower portion of the screen that you're looking at, and he's made a good shot here. Now he has a real difficult position to pull this ball back to the 5 all the way at the other end of the table.
With Earl's stroke, that's no problem getting back. He'll do this with quite ease.
Yeah, you're right, Kim. He has a beautiful stroke. Now the 6 is running up to the side. Shoot the 6 in the corner, Kim, and just basically roll up and shoot the 7 and 8 in the same side pocket.
Yes, you're right, Joe. Stop, stop, stop.
Well, he elected to go a little forward and shoot it in the corner.
Once these top players get in line, it's pretty well they're going to run out. Once they get in line and make a hard shot to get in line, they pretty well stay in line.
That's the end of game number 3. And Earl Strickland trades the 3rd rack and now leads the match 2 games to 1 over Nick Varner. We've had some great crowds out here this week, haven't we, Kim? I mean, it's always a good crowd in Toledo here, but we had jam-packed crowds every night, well over 600 people. Last night we had close to 700 people in here.
Yeah, Toledo really supports the pool. We have good crowds here, like you said, Joe. Every year I've been here, it's been nice.
Boy.
Well, again, he's not pocketed a ball in the break.
But he left Nick in a tough spot. Nick will probably elect to push out, wouldn't he? Here,
I would say so. Yeah. Before he pushes out from, that's the critical thing.
I think the getting back to the audience and the spectators, I think Larry Kahan here at the Glass City Open. This is the 6th annual Glass City Open. And Larry, I've been very proud to be associated with Larry over the years, and his son also, Steve Kahan. And they have High Q Billiards here in Toledo, Ohio. And Larry has just done a tremendous job with this tournament. Year after year, it just gets better and better. Next year, Larry is going to be adding more money to the men's fund. And just a great supporter of the MPBA Tour. And I know on behalf of all the players on the tour, and as executive director of the MPBA Tour, I'd like to thank Larry for all of his hard work and dedication to the game.
Well, I find this a funny rollout here. I believe Earl's going to play this 1 ball in the corner. I can't see Nick pushing out that shot unless I'm off view. I'm almost positive Earl's going to shoot this ball in the corner where the 5's at.
In the right-hand corner.
Oh yes, without a doubt, I would say.
Right.
Then draw it back straight across and come where the 1's at and shoot the 2 in the other corner. I can't imagine him not shooting this ball. I think Nick's made a bad rollout there. Let's see what happens.
A little difficult time bridging the ball there with his, went to the rail bridge. He did just what you said. I think he hit a little short. Yeah, he made it though.
He got a little out of line, but as good as Earl cuts the ball, I don't know if it'll go by in the corner, but if it won't, he'll feather it in the side.
Okay, the 3 ball is directly in line with the 2 ball, right beyond it, so
He's
probably...
going to try to bump the 8 here.
No, he missed it, but he bumped the 5, and now he's going to freeze right up against the 3.
Yeah, but the 3 will go. He's all right. He's going to be able to shoot the ball.
He should be able to... it looks like he'll have to throw it just a little bit into the corner.
I believe, well, maybe not. I don't know. If it's frozen, he can throw away from the ball and throw the ball a good 3 inches.
Yeah, he doesn't look happy. He's talking a little bit with the crowd here. And he's saying, why me? Saying, why me, Lord? He said...
Here we go. This is not a very difficult shot. This ball should just throw a little bit. I think he needs to shoot a little right and shoot away from the ball to give it the throw.
He really has not much to do for position. The 4 is directly in the side, so basically if he can make this ball... The trouble is the cue ball would go forward a little. He would have a little tough time.
He's going to try to play safe here.
Yeah, he's going to try and get him probably be right behind the 8, huh? Oh, did he make a good shot?
Well, he's hit it perfect.
Oh, he hit it really well. I'm waiting to see if Nick uses that little short cue. No.
I think Nick's going to go into the rail here and put the 3 up at the other end behind the 6 and try to bring the cue ball behind the 9.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. He's going to shoot a little bit low, and when he hits the 3, the cue ball will draw off the rail. Nick, a very methodical player at the table. He does not never let go of the cue until he knows what he wants to do. Let's see. I think he's doing what I suggested here. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. He's trying to get. He hit a little bit too full.
Good call, Kim. Yeah. His execution was, if you hit it just a little easier, but your call was perfect. It was right on target there.
Nick's still a little bit tight in the match here. Earl's loosened up quite a bit, so I think Earl's going to go ahead and win this game and take a 3-1 lead.
Got perfect on the 4 on the side. Draw back a little for that 5, Kim.
Yeah, he just wants to stay on angle. Everything's pretty well here. Shoot every ball in the corner here, back and forth in the cue ball. Draw it out 1 rail for the 7. He's come a little too far here, but he's all right. He'll just draw it straight back. Players like to use the rail 1 rail. I know I like to. If I can shoot the ball and come off 1 rail, I can control it a lot better.
And that's the end of game number 4. And Earl Strickland takes a lead by 3 games to 1 over Mr. Nick Varner.
Well, as you know, last year Earl never won a MPBA tournament last year, and he won the first one in 1990. And he's very hungry to get back on track and winning some of these PBA tournaments. He's won several, and just because he had a bad year last year and not winning a PBA tournament does not mean he's not going to keep playing. He's a great player, and he's going to be around for a long time.
Well, Earl, well, he's scratching a break. Earl, in Lexington a couple of weeks ago at the All-Star tournament, he was down there and practicing every night. He'd get a table after the matches were over and practice for about 4 or 5 hours. And he told me, I had a little chat with him, and he said, Joe, he says, I'm going to rededicate myself to this game this year. And he said, I don't like not being number 1. And he said, I want to take this title back.
Okay, we got Nick shooting the combination. He's going to play the 1 off the 4 also on this shot and stop the cue behind the 5.
Oh, I made a great shot.
He had it perfect.
1-9 combination, and Nick Varner keeps himself alive.
Well, that showed up that time that Earl made a bad break, and Nick took advantage of it and won the game. Earl's made 3 bad breaks now, and it's funny. Usually, if you make some bad breaks, you fall behind in the match, but we have Earl still leading 3-2. So Nick's going back to, no. He's trying the other side break. He did not make a ball the last time.
He likes to try and make that one in the left side pocket. I know that's what he's trying to do. The last time he broke, the one kissed in and went in the opposite side.
Well, it'll either go on the side or back down in the corner if he hits him square. There it goes.
The one in the side.
Okay, and he's got a good kiss, too.
Oh, great. He's
got a good kiss. So we're gonna see Nick force the cue ball one rail over to shoot the 3 where the 2 goes in the corner with a hard force. Okay, there he goes. He wants to keep that cue ball off the rail.
Well, he got on the rail now. He's a little tough.
Well,
and, he's got a little angle, but he'll probably. You think he'll go forward? He looks like he's trying to position.
He's just going to come 2 rails out with the cue ball. Follow it. Just follow it right straight where the 3's at, and come out 2 rails, and shoot the 5 down in the corner, and shoot the 6 in the same corner that he shoots the 5 in. No, he's elected to just roll it up.
Yeah, I don't know if he got far enough. I think he snookered himself a little bit behind the 8. He's looking. He's bent over, and he got a little and he's shaking his head. He doesn't like it. Now he's looking. He's bent down.
A roll, excuse me, Joe. Sometimes when you roll a ball like that and you're on the rail, when the cue ball and the object ball makes contact, it gets a little bump skid, and it doesn't quite roll as far as you think it should. It kind of hits, and they just sort of, the cue ball like hops a little bit, and that's what happened here on this shot. So I think he's going to try to shoot it and bank it across and bring the cue ball back down table. That seems like the only shot I can see right now.
Of course, that 9 ball sitting in the upper left-hand corner. If he can only hit the left side of the 5, there's a slight possibility. I don't think he'd be playing that way, but there's a slight possibility that he might make the 9 if he hits it and gets a little lucky, you know.
Well, he might be shooting this with a low spin to hit the ball full and then spin it in the corner and then take the combination. Let's see. No. Okay, he tried to get around the 9 there and didn't. He got a little fortunate here, though, because the 9's blocked the bank, so I think Earl will be playing safe here. Earl might elect to shoot the 5 into the 9 and try to draw the cue ball behind the 6 here. Playing the ball on the side, Joe, and going to try to get behind the 6 with the cue ball in case he misses for a safe.
We hit it a little short and caught the point, and really left Nick a shot on the 5, it looks like. But of course, the 7 ball is blocking the pocket. The 8 is sitting out like in the center of the table, closest to the screen.
He played this shot just like he played the last shot, except he hit the 9. It's made a good shot. Earl's going to come underneath this 5 ball, I believe, and try to kick it back up table and stop the cue ball.
Would he hit it with a little inside?
Either that or he's going to try to make it, one or the other. Looks like he's going to try to make the ball. No, he's bumped it back up table. They're teeter-tottering back and forth now.
These great players, especially early in the match when it's tight, they've basically, they've basically been trading racks and treating each other with a lot of respect, because they, of course, are aware of each other's talents, having played each other many times in the past. So one of these players doesn't want to give the other player any opportunity at all, if possible. Doesn't want to let him get free, or doesn't want to let him get loose.
Okay, 5 behind the 8 and the cue ball by the 7. Well, again, Nick's not hit the ball like he wanted to. The 5 just came out too far. These side pockets here on these tables are not very forgiving at all, so he's going to have to hit this ball well. Well, Nick doesn't get something going here pretty soon, he's going to find himself down by 5 or 6 games. And if you let Earl get ahead of you, he's a steamroller.
Earl and Nicky, they both got beat in the third round to go over on the one-loss side of the bracket here. Dallas West beat Earl Strickland 11-6. And Jimmy Reed, who hasn't been playing out on the Pro Tour much in the last 2 years, came out and has played very well throughout this tournament, still in the event.
Earl's coming, he knows he's going to miss the ball now. I have spectators walk in front of him. This ball here, this shot has a tendency maybe to skid too, a shot like this. Let's see what happens. Unless he puts it, if he shoots it easy, it's possible it could skid. He's made a good shot.
Okay. It's the end of game number 6, and Earl Strickland takes a 2-game lead and is leading the match 4-2 over Varner.
Well, we've also failed to mention that Nick Varner is defending champion here at the Glass City Open.
Yeah, Nick has played super, and last year Nick won the Glass City Open. He opened up with wins at Rack 'em Up. Then he lost in Lexington to a gentleman by the name of Kim Davenport, who I hear plays pretty good. And he went on in Knoxville to win that event, and into the Governor's Cup in Columbus, won that event, came here, and won right here in Toledo again. And the number 2 player that last year was Earl Strickland. Steve Miserak was 3rd, and good old Kim Davenport was number 4. I know you finished 2nd in this tournament 3 times, Kim. Am I correct?
Twice, Joe.
Twice.
To Mike Siegel both times.
That's right, Mike. When Larry staged this event originally in his billiard room, I think, then we had to move it to the hotel. Just outgrew the billiard room real fast.
Well, that's another way that our organization has grown. There's no more tournaments in the pool rooms, which I'm very thankful for that. We get to stay in nice facilities and don't have to leave if the weather's bad or anything outside. We can come down and practice, and so it's very helpful for the players. Okay, looks like back to the game here. Nick's in jail here. What he's going to do, I think he's going to use the bottom row with the 2. The 2's really in his way. Well, now he's looking to go the other way. I don't really know. I can't see here how he's going to go down table and come back and hit that one. It looks like he's going to play it out 2 rails and try to go in between the 4 and the... Or no, he's going to play it 2 rails in between the 3 and the 4 and come back. Okay, here we go. I don't think so.
Well, Earl's got ball in hand and an open table, and you know what that spells out.
Well, you can see how open this table really is here, because the 3 and the 4 together makes it so easy, and with the 5 hanging in the hole, it's just it's very hard to for him not to get out here. I would say the way his confidence is going right now and flowing, everything's sort of stop, stop, stop.
Well, this is where it's easy even for a top professional. The one thing I've noticed after directing these events for several years, the professional player as compared to the amateur player, the pro, he doesn't usually let himself make any lackadaisical errors. When he's supposed to get out in this situation, he gets up and gets out. He doesn't allow himself any margin of error. He knows what that error could be. When you don't get out when you're supposed to, you're in trouble in any of these sessions, especially racing to 11.
Well, Nick's found himself behind 5-1 here, and he's going to have to make a charge, or excuse me, 5-2.
We have another great match. Occasionally you may hear other applause. And right next to Earl and Nick on the one-loss side also, Mike LeBron from Philadelphia is playing the Philippine champion, Mr. Jose Perica. And they have a great match going. Jose is leading the match 5-3. The applause you just heard, as a matter of fact, was for Mike LeBron winning that last game.
Okay, Earl seemed like he opened his break up again last rack and made a ball. I think he's going to make a ball or two here on this break. He's really letting it go now. Well,
Yeah,
look, he's made the 9.
Hey. Crowd kind of likes that, I'd say. Nothing's more exciting sometimes than to see Earl. I know he's controversial, and he's, yeah, he's waving to you. We see Earl. We see you waving there. He's hamming it up pretty good for you. These players are aware that the cameras are on and that we are commentating the match, so
well, that's different from Earl. Usually when he's hamming it up, it's a negative thought, but now he's getting real into it positive here. It's when you talk to them balls sometimes, like I said, he's opened his break up now, and we see the result of it. He's really hammering into him.
Yeah, you could just see the looseness that he hit those balls with, get all that power into it, and the free flow with his break. And again, he's got that open table.
Well, he's not hit this ball like he wanted to. Now he's came too far. Now he's gonna elevate his stick and try to come back and shoot the 3 ball over in the left-hand corner.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of the.
Well, this shouldn't be much of a problem for him with his stroke. Just bring it back to the side.
Oh, he elected to go all the way down.
Yeah, yes.
To the side, to the end rail, and then back to the side. Yeah.
1 rail lag up, and 4 is no problem. The 6 is right there. So.
You think he'll go to the side rail here, or just go straight up and down?
Lag it to the side rail and then come up.
Okay.
This is just perfect.
That's great. Well, if Earl gets out here, it's 3 racks that Nick hasn't shot.
Well, when Earl gets this rhythm going, he's almost like the ocean with the tide coming in and out. It's just free-flowing and very hard to stop.
Well, it's like we said that when they were jockeying there in that game about 3 games ago, they were jockeying for that position, and Earl won the jockeying, and all of a sudden the score is 7-2.
Well, I think this
Earl
goes back.
Strickland.
I think this goes back to the first game where Nick was very tight, and Earl sensed that. And then in game 2, Nicky won, but game 3 and 4, he made a few critical mistakes, and Earl took advantage of that highly, and he's off and running now. So I look for him to go ahead and make another great break here. If you watch the extension on Earl's cue, he almost goes in, his cue will go way out past the side pocket, and he gets his whole body into everything.
Wow. I know you fans at home just watching that. Look at all the balls he brought down to this end of the table. He brought everything almost past the side pocket. The 8 ball is the only ball that isn't past the sides, and it's pretty close. It's a tremendous break. When you hit the balls and get them all down at the end, you know you're hitting them with power there.
I think Earl said, why couldn't I get a shot on that? That's kind of, it's fortunate when a player breaks the balls and does get a shot on the one, because there's so many other balls around that can happen. So I don't think Nick's going to let Earl shoot this. I think he's going to go into the rail and knock the one down table.
Well, that's the importance of keeping that cue ball in the center of the table, though, too. If in this position right here, if you were in the center, you would have had a shot on the one. It wouldn't have been a pretty good shot. It wouldn't have been a difficult shot. So it's tough sometimes, though. You can't always keep the ball in the center, but that's what the pros strive for. Don't you just strive, Kim, when you're breaking them good? Don't you just want to, we call it like parking that ball right in the center of the table. You want to park your rock, they call it, right?
Well, yeah, you have about a foot circumference there in the center of the table you'd like to be in, so you'll have a better view or a better shot at the next ball you're going to shoot anytime you're in the middle of the table.
What's Earl looking at here? Is he going to kick there?
He has a difficult hit here, I believe. Let's see. He's going to try to come out of the pocket 2 rails up table, I believe, and hit the ball and bring it back down by the 9-6.
He's kicking from
Well,
behind.
he's always hit a very good shot here.
Wow. He was kicking
Yes.
behind the ball.
He kicked the ball, yeah. Very good.
And he's shaking his fist. He knows that was a good shot. He's shaking his
Earl's
fist.
showing a lot of emotion here. It's something that I haven't seen him do in quite a while. He's
well, he really wants to beat. He wants to beat Nick real bad. He wants to set a new tone for 1990, and it's important to him. Nick didn't play at the Lexington All-Star. Nick was overseas and couldn't get back into the country in time. And I know Earl. This is the first tournament they played in together, and I know Earl knows the importance of this match. As a matter of fact, I talked to both players before the match, and Nicky said he really wants to beat me. I can tell the way his pregame warm-up, and he was chattering and talking about the jump cues, and he was getting himself really pumped up, really psyched up for his match. And Nicky told me, he says, he really wants to beat me. He says, but I want to beat him just as bad. He says, and of course, Nicky's such a gentleman at the table. He's never going to do anything that would be unprofessional.
okay. Let's see what happens here. I think Earl's going to try a little jack up a little bit and shoot a little left-hand English and try to curve the cue ball back down by the 7 and 6. Let's see what happens here. Oh, he's hit it on the other side.
I'll tell you what, Kim, these two great players, I know they're enemies here. Earl's whistling and giving the fist. He knows he's making some great safety shots here. They're enemies right now on Sunday here in Toledo. However, tomorrow, fortunate to be taking over 10 of the top players from the United States here. And you're included in that, Kim. Over to Bernheim, Cologne, West Germany for the World 9-Ball Championships. And Earl and Nick will be there representing the United States along with Kim Davenport, Mike Siegel, Alan Hopkins, Jeff Carter, Steve Mizrak, Mike LeBron, Johnny Archer, and Jimmy Mattia. And I know we'll all be... Oh, boy, look at that.
Earl's shaking his head about that little jump cue there. He just does not like that every time somebody jumps up. And that little stick won Nick about 3 tournaments last year, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it did.
So
I just look at Earl. He looks at me, and he's been talking to me, and he wants me to try and change the rules at our board meetings, to try and change the rules to outlaw the jump cue. And we're going to take a look at it. We're going to look at it.
Well,
and there are pros and cons. Some of the players, of course, like it. Some of them don't like it. And some feel that it's all right to jump the balls, but just use your regular cue, not the short jump cue, which does really make it a lot easier to jump over balls, obviously.
I don't think he's made a good shot on the jump, and then he missed the 2 ball. Earl's got a little problem with 6, but I don't think much here. He'll just come on the other side and shoot it in the corner.
Just to finish my thought on that German tournament, I know, like I mentioned, the players here, when they're playing each other, it's, tooth and nail. But over there, I know we're all going to be one team trying to bring that championship back to the United States.
Well, that's true, Joe, but I feel that we're going to have to play each other over there, I'm sure.
Well, the event is going to be seeded, so we won't have to play each other in the first rounds. There's only 32 players. It's the top players representing all the different countries, European countries, America, Sweden, Switzerland, so on and so forth. And so the field is limited. However, the play will be at a top level.
Well, we'll almost have a third of the field, the Americans. So without a doubt, we'll be playing each other. Okay, one more. This is a kind of not a hard shot, but he wish he was somewhere else besides here. I think he's going to try to just shoot it up in the corner and maybe float the cue ball to the rail. He might just try to fire this in and bring the cue ball to the rail and back over for the 8. Let's see what happens here. Okay, that's exactly what he's done. No, I don't see no problem here. A little bit of draw, bring it down, shoot it in the corner where the 6 went. He's tried to come out hard. He's all right here. This no problem.
Well, Nick's in a little bit of jeopardy here, and this is a big game here. Earl's taking a 8-2 lead over Nick, and I know Nick can't be happy about that because he knows he can't afford to give Earl Strickland an 8-2 lead.
Well, we've not seen the Nick Varner here of 1989 either. Usually Nick gets a chance to get out. He runs out. That first game really, I believe, set the tone for everything.
Well, Earl, a little difficulty there. A little scratch on the break. Now, Nick has got the 1-5 will be spotted up, and Nick, of course, will probably elect to play a safety. What do you think he'll do here, Kim?
I think he's going to shoot the ball on, bring the 1 ball to the rail and try to get the cue ball behind that 7-8 there. Try to snip that bring that cue ball right underneath the 7 and stop it right there. Shoot it from the right-hand side and go 2 rails with the 1 ball. Let's see what happens. Nick isn't out of this match yet. I've seen Nick come back from, he's going to play this 1 ball. He's going to shoot it and draw it back, try to make the 1. That's what he's done.
Yeah, you were right. That's a 1 pocket shot, isn't it, Kim? Where when your 2 balls are froze on the spot like that, they try and make that lead ball.
Yes.
And it forces through. It actually, a little bit of a double kiss on it, I think, and it forces it through and goes in the corner sometimes.
It's a very, very tough shot to shoot. Nick shot that shot on me one time when the score was 8-8, racing to 9, and it cost him the match. But when you're down like this, I guess it gets kind of desperate sometimes. Well, Earl's made one of the very few mistakes he's made, but it's going to be pretty tough for Nicky to get back down on that 2 ball. I think he's probably going to try to elevate his stick and try to bring the 1 ball back, or the cue ball back where the 1 is. Let's see what happens.
Well, I'll tell you, we're fortunate right now to have been joined in the booth by Mr. Larry Kahan, owner of High Q Billiards here in Toledo, Ohio, and the promoter that is responsible for all the great play that we've had this week. Without Larry's support of the MPBA Tour, we couldn't have these fine events to showcase our premier players here in the United States. Larry, what do you think about the week so far? Are you pleased about the event and how it's going this year at the Sheraton?
Joe, it's been a tremendous, tremendous event here. Our attendance has just jumped by leaps and bounds. I cannot believe the crowds that we've had this week.
Well, we were commenting on that earlier, Kim and myself, about the tremendous crowds, and I know that your hard work and your pre-game work really pays off. We had a couple of local camera crews out here that gave us great coverage this week, and it's just super that we have this many fans that come out and support your tournament. Of course, the tournament is just growing each year, and we're kind of even outgrowing the beautiful, spacious ballroom here at the Sheraton. I know a lot of people said, well, you guys are going to have to find a bigger place. So we really like it here at the Sheraton. It's unfortunate, but with the crowds going the way they are, it may be a possibility.
Nick's just made a very fine shot on a kick and rehooked Earl, it looks like here. So let's see what he's going to do. Evidently he can see it. With the 2 ball in there like that, he's going to have to be careful not to scratch.
Wow, what a shot he made there, huh?
He hit it awful crisp, awful crisp.
Larry looked like you on that shot. Playing billiards, huh? Larry's a billiard player, I know that. He loves to play that 3-cushion billiards at his room, and they have some great 3-cushion billiard tournaments over there. This area, Mike Donnelly is right up the road in Monroe. A great 3-cushion player. Uh-oh. Earl's very angry at himself. He knows should have never missed that one. And Nick just jumped off his chair. Did you see that? Nick knows he better go. Nick's got to get out here. There's no chance if he doesn't. He has got to make his move and make it now. He has no opportunity.
Well, I felt like Earl brought that miss on by himself. When he made that 2-ball, he says that was a very sporty shot, and then he walked up and missed a fairly easy combination. So that happens a lot when a player talks about a great shot he's made and then goes and misses an easy one. I've seen it happen many a times.
How critical is it, Kim, here that Nicky gets out? I mean, it's 8-2. It's 9-2 if you don't get out. What do you know, what happens if you don't get out here? I know there's a letdown, but I mean, does it devastate you?
Well, I'm sure it does. I mean, he's going to still be down by 5 games, but talking about critical, it was critical the first game that he didn't get out. That's, like I said earlier, that set the tone for it. Nick's had opportunity. He's just not taking advantage of it. So he's found himself in big trouble. I said earlier, if he don't watch it, he's going to find himself down 8-2, 8-3, and that's exactly what happened. So he has to at least get to 6 before Earl gets to 9 for him to have a realistic chance of winning this match. So he has to win 3 or 4 games in a row here.
Larry, what a great pre-tournament dinner you put on. I'll tell you, at the hotel here, right near they have an atrium concourse for you fans out there, and we had a sumptuous buffet and players banquet at the first day of the event. And the food we had, the greatest food in the world. We had ham and beef. They were carving it off, and it was just great. Now, I know I'm making everybody hungry at home there, but you know that Joe Kerr isn't going to miss very many meals like that, Larry, and we really thank you. It was a super, super dinner. Out there near the pool, too, it's beautiful, and everybody enjoys that. It's one of the highlights of coming to Toledo. I know you like putting on the dinner party for the players, too. It's kind of your way of showing your appreciation for all the players coming out to the event and supporting the Glass City Open, and it gives them the opportunity to show their wares with a knife and fork and not just a pool cue. Larry, who you like in this match? Now, you're not allowed to look at the score. Who'd you like before, honestly? Who did you think would win this match between Nick and Earl?
I thought Earl would win it.
Even with Nick being the defending champion, you saw how great he played last year and what he did to Earl in the finals there.
I thought it might be a little vendetta from last year that Earl would come back on Nick this year.
Well, Kim, here's Earl, and he knows he wants to get right back on track. Now it's like one game at a time. Is that what you guys think about when you're playing in this situation?
Well, that's all you can think about, one game at a time, because if you win one game, you're not going to get 2. So you have to just, think about winning that game and knowing if you're breaking that you can win many games in a row. I see Earl trying to get behind, playing the safe here, going behind them balls and taking advantage of and trying to protect his lead here. Well, he's not hit that at all.
And again,
all good. And he had a very good chance to just put him in jail there.
Again, he gives Nick an opportunity. This is a tough shot by anybody's book or standards, let's say, but he's giving him a shot to either make the ball or possibly to play safe.
Well, I think the safety in this point in time for Nick is not going to work. He's going to have to fire up some balls and get some confidence and start making some balls.
Just jarred that ball, but boy, look at this. He may have.
No, I think Earl can see this ball.
I think he can. Yeah, I thought he was possibly had him behind the 5, but he.
4-6 seems to be the problem down there. I don't think 4 will go.
Yeah, the 4-6 is tied up at the top of the table for you fans at home. It's tied up near the 9 ball up at the top, and 4 does go in the pocket. Looking at it from another angle here, The 4 will go, so Earl's playing shape for that. He'll just
The 4 will go. He just slides out 1 rail, then shoots the 5 down where it's at in the corner and comes back for the 6. Well, now I know the 6
boy.
doesn't go.
now
He's
now he
he's got
just
in trouble.
he just froze the 6 against the 9.
Well, plus this is no easy shot on the 5 ball being on the rail like
Right,
that.
and he's on the rail, close to the rail, not directly on it, but he's close to the rail, and not too.
He's
not
going to
too
try to
great
bring
an
cue ball
angle.
all the way back down table to get close to the 6 and the 9. Okay, and he's missed it.
No, he
Well,
hasn't.
He got a little lucky. Well, this is a very tough safety here. When the balls are frozen, they react completely different. I'm gonna watch this carefully and see what he does here because.
Well, Nick hasn't got up and called this ball frozen, and I think it's important in this situation. Make sure that you know that 9's froze if he hits it straight. Well, he hit the way he hit it. There was no problem there. But I'll tell you, look at this. Nick's got a very makeable shot here. What would you, if you put it in percentages, what do you think the percentages on this shot are? And Kim, what would you
Well, I
guess?
would say probably 6.5 to 7 times out of 10 to make this shot.
That's certainly a makeable shot for a player of Nicky's caliber.
I don't like the way he's playing it though on a roll. I would rather spin the ball in here.
Yeah, he overcut it, and he hit the point. He would have had a good safety out of it, but he hit the point, and look at this, left Earl straight in.
Yeah.
He may have had a pretty good safety built in there, but he came back and hit the point on the side pocket, and it, well, you fans saw it at home there. It just came right back, and
As Dandy Don used to sing on Monday Night Football, turn out the light.
Vardy's over. Yeah. Earl, he's not real happy with this shot. I don't know why. I guess because he had to force it. He got pretty straight, and he had to force that ball around the table to the 9.
Well, he said, I hadn't beat this guy in so long, I feel like I'm going to faint, is what he said.
Oh, is that what he said? Well, he hasn't fainted, that's for sure. And the score, 9 games to 3 for Earl Strickland over Nick Varner. Things are looking rather bleak for Mr. Varner, and he knows his racks are numbered, let's say.
Watch the action Earl gets on this break. Watch that cue stick fly out there.
Wow.
It's where he gets his power. He extends it all the way through.
But he did make a thing.
Well, again, Nicky's looking where it's a tight situation here. I believe he'll make this ball, though. He'll put a little jump on it if he can't see it. I don't think he's hooked by maybe a quarter a ball if he is. Well, he's going to play a little curve here. A lot of times you have a tendency to overthrow this ball. Let's see what happens. He overthrew it, all right, right in the pocket. Good shot he made. Well, he's confronted now with this 3 and the 6 here. Joe, I don't know if he's going to elect to run into the ball or just play the cue ball up in the center and then shoot the 2 down the rail and hide him behind the 6 with the cue ball.
Well, the 3 and the 6 are right near the right-hand side pocket. So I would think that he's looking to position the cue ball right where he put his tip there. Nicky plays much like Jimmy Marino used to do when Jimmy, the great player from Pittsburgh, always pointed to the spot on the table he wanted his cue ball to stop at. And when Jimmy was playing, a lot of times it was uncanny how often he could put it right on that point.
Yeah, I used to wet my finger and then put it on the table with a little wet dot, and I found out that I never got too close to that, so I quit doing that.
That's now, you know, I'm the guy who's on that rules committee. That to me is a little form of marking the table. That's when you consider that marking the table, Kim, that's
Yes.
illegal.
I said used to, Joe.
Okay. I'm glad you clarified the situation.
We're going to watch
there
his
for
6
us.
don't mess with the 4 here. Okay, it did, but the 5's hanging, so he's okay. He got a little fortunate that 4 went in, because if it didn't, he would have been snookered.
Oh, okay. Mr. Mike LeBron right in front of us here just made a great 8-9 billiard, and he's moving closer here to Mr. Parika. The score now is 7-6. Parika over LeBron, but we've got quite a match going right next door to Nick and Earl.
I think he didn't get quite exactly where he wanted here. He's come up short. He's come up short. He's come up way short. Now again, I would elect to spin this ball, but I believe he's going to just play it with a roll out, come by the side, and come back and come back around the table 3 rails. Let's see what he shoots. He missed a 6 a while ago like that.
Yeah, and I think Nick's taking a little extra time here just to make sure, because this is a tough shot, and he knows how critical this one is. You miss this one.
Well, he's spinning the ball, so I think he'll make it. He's spun it around 3 rails for the side.
I'll tell you, the way he played position there, had he had missed that ball, Earl would have been behind the 9 ball anyway. Very methodical, very smart player. And Nicky doesn't give up. Mark of a true champion. 9-4 is the score. Strickland over Varner.
Nick just can't let him win that 10th game until Nick gets at least 8 games for him to have a chance here. Because being down 10-5, 10-4, it happens some comebacks, but with 2 great players, it don't happen all that often. I would say maybe 10% of the time, something like that, if that.
Yeah, if that. You see it happening when players of lesser skills, you could see comebacks more often than not. But with 2 great players, very seldom. Once that player becomes dominant in a session, he very rarely loses.
Well, all it would take is about 5 breaks like that. But
oh, yeah. Well, everybody's oohing and on. Mike LeBron broke and was running out to tie up the score 7-7 in front of us, and made a great shot on a 6, and real hard scratch down in the corner, and Jose Parika has the 6 ball straight in and plays position for the 7, 8, and 9. He should get out here.
okay, Nicky has 6 problems here, 6 balls. So let's see what he does here. 3's froze. He'll just bring it back out 1 rail and try to get top side of the 4 so he can float down 1 rail off the rail.
6 problems, huh, Kim?
Only 5 now.
5 now, huh? When you get under pressure, Kim, you great players, do you actually break the game down? I know Don Willis was a good friend of mine and kind of coached me a little bit, and he always mentioned one thing that I've followed, and I wanted to know if it's the same for the top players. Something I've always found is when it's tight and the pressure's really on, he said to keep breaking your game down. Take and break down to 1 game at a time, 1 ball at a time, 1 chalking of your cue at a time. What do you do to keep yourself in total concentration? It helps you concentrate. I know that. It helps me.
I try to stay in focus and watch the table and try to be aware of what's going on, watch my opponent shoot. I know I'm going to get back to the table, and that's if I'm behind or I'm ahead, I just want to be able to get back up to the table to get a shot in, because then I'll have to do my job. But if you can't get the table, it's hard to do your job. So
tell you what, the table next to us here, I couldn't believe it, but Jose Parika missed the 8 ball. Very, very makeable shot for a player of his caliber also. And Mike LeBron has tied up the score 7 games apiece. LeBron and Parika.
Nick's going to get a big applause here for breaking
Sure
run
will.
out here.
Yeah. And he's sneaky, that Nick. It's 9-5. Nick Varner losing so far to Earl Strickland, but don't count him out. He's a feisty little competitor, and he's small, but he never gives up. I know Nick, for years I've known Nick. I remember Nick when he used to live in Canton, Ohio for a while. right after he was done with college. He became a 3-time collegiate champ and moved and lived in Canton. They were building garages, him and Bob Dickerson. And, of course, Canton is about 15 miles away from Akron, Ohio, my hometown. And I know I've seen him play a lot over the years, and I know one thing about him. He has a heart that could possibly fit in my body.
Yeah,
so he's got a big heart, you know.
He got a good bump here. That 6 knocked that 9. I believe he's going to try to make that 9 ball off that 1. Going to try to pocket the 1 and throw the cue ball over towards the 9 and try to make the 9, I believe. Let's see what happens. If he makes this shot, he's playing it. He's made a good try at it.
Yeah, and
see, the 6-9's lined up here, so all he has to do is make the 2 get on the 3, and then will have this game 1-2.
Mm-hmm.
And Earl's sitting in his chair a little uneasy now. That 6-game lead has dwindled, and I'll tell you, when you're ahead by that many games, and then somebody starts coming back on you, the pressure's all on you.
That side pocket probably looked a little small to Nick there, especially when that ball just bobbed just a little, bobbled there just a little. But Earl, you're right. He's got his arms folded, and he's fidgeting a little, squirming just a little. He knows he wants to get on that hill. He wants to win that 10th game, that's for sure. And Mike LeBron, I think he broke here and ran out again, and takes a lead, 8-7 over Jose Perica. Mike's been playing great this year too.
Well, as I said earlier, Nick had to get 6, 7 or 8 games before Earl got on the hill, so he's trying to do his job here. If he can win this game, and this will be 2 racks in a row without Earl shooting, and do it one more time, there's going to be a lot of added pressure on Earl. Okay, I think the fans will give him another big applause here.
Well deserved too. And the score in the 15th game, it's 9 games for Strickland and 6 games for Varner.
Earl gets a lot of people rooting against him when he starts talking negative things, and people just really don't want to hear that. Now I guess he's complaining about a ball going in the corner, but when he broke and did it, I didn't hear him complaining.
You know, Nicky made a comment to him. He was talking about the balls flying in the side, and I don't know if Nicky said rack 'em or whatever, but crowd kind of laughed. Oh, he just missed, and 2 came over and almost kissed the 9 in.
No, he's got a shot too. He's got a shot on the 1 here. Now Earl's really in his chair chirping it up now. He's not smiling like he was earlier.
Oh, Earl, I always tease him when I have to go down, and sometimes I've had to talk to Earl, let's say, in certain key situations, and I always tell him, Earl, there's a lot of chirping going on here, and I'm going to have to get out the bird seat if you keep it up. And he always gets a smile, and he understands what I'm trying to say. So
Earl was very fortunate. When he first came on the tour, he started winning, and he's been winning. And when things don't go his way, and not winning, it's kind of, he just can't understand why.
Yeah, but don't you think that's a mark of a true champion as far as I'm concerned? When I see a champion player, it's a guy like a Jim Rempe, who was world champion, a guy like Jim Mattia, who was a world champion in early ages, tremendous champions like Steve Mizrak, who comes to these events also and hasn't won an event in a while, and loses some close matches, finishes high every tournament, you know, in the money, and you know, 5th, 6th positions and things like that. But when they lose as gracefully as they win. And that's the mark to me of a true champion and caliber player, a guy who has composure, has class, and, you know, a guy like Alan Hopkins. I mean, geez, just a perfect professional at the table. You too, Kim. You have a great demeanor and manner at the table, and always respectful of your opponent. And it's, you know, it's important. It's important for our game.
Yes, it is, because the fans see that, and it reflects on our game, like you said, Joe. So.
And there, you know, what I've got to say is we have all the top players on the MPBA tour, and, you know, 95% of them, that's what you see. Guys like Mike LeBron, never say a word. Jeff Carter, great, you know, great players, great gentlemen. there's, I could go on and on and on with the list. But unfortunately, sometimes a couple guys, gives it a little bad rap. But sometimes it's fun. It gives it a little flavor too. So it's kind of what? It's kind of
Okay, now here we have Nick. He's going to just draw the cue ball over by the side, and past the side, and then shoot the 7. Here we go. Now he's going to roll it up for the 8, and this will be his 3rd rack in a row. And I believe we're going to have a tight match here. Like I said earlier, I keep mentioning this. Nick needed to win these 3 or 4 or 5 games to get back in this match and stop Earl from getting to 10. So this is very
getting
key
pretty
game
exciting now, I'll tell you. You can start to feel a little tension in the crowd and in me. I'm starting to get a little 9-7 here if he gets out. That's pretty exciting. As a matter of fact, that's the score that's on the table now next to him, 9-7 LeBron. He's taking command of this match.
Well, Earl had it all locked up at 9-3. He felt, and he was laughing and smiling and giggling. But now it's back down to serious biz.
And there it goes, Nick Varner wins game number 16. The score: Earl Strickland 9, Varner 7.
I kind of want to see what happens when Earl gets a shot, because I've watched him in this tournament twice. I watched him when the score was tight that he didn't get out, and usually that's his real strong suit. That's how he's won a lot of tournaments. Is he usually in tight situations takes the pressure very good. And I've noticed twice in this tournament where he's had a chance and he's like missed fairly easy shots. So I want to see what's going to happen if in fact he does get back to the table to get a shot. Nick's run 3 racks on him here, so we'll see what happens.
It's amazing what can happen to you mentally in these matches. All of a sudden you're leading by leaps and bounds, and now Earl's like struggling to, get up there and win that 10th game. There goes that 1 in the side again.
Yeah, but look at the cue ball here. He's not controlled it.
Yeah, but look at this 7. Well, the 2. You think he's going to shoot that 2-9 there?
I sure do.
I sure would. I'll tell you.
I'll tell you what, too. He can hit off the 7 and play the 9-2 off the 2 from the 7.
Mm-hmm.
That is also a possibility. And Nick's pretty careful, though, here. I mean, he don't want to make the wrong decision, and he might. I think he's almost forced to shoot the ball, though. I mean, if he makes this shot, he's right back within 1 game. I mean, he sees the opportunity, and there isn't really much he can do. He don't want to roll out. He can't roll out nowhere. So he's going to fire at it. I think he'll try to shoot it and just put the cue ball on the rail, try to control it to get on the rail. So if he does miss, Earl might not have like an easy shot. He's going to look at it a while now. He's just not going to jump up and shoot this ball. And the way he's shooting it, I don't know if he's playing the ball or not. He's going to slow roll this ball, looks like. Well, he elected to play safe.
Well, I mean, this is a great shot. But I think he left Earl a chance to cut this 2 ball into the corner.
Yeah, I can't quite believe he didn't shoot the 9. Well, how can you second guess a Nick Varner? So.
Well, it's hard to do, but second guessing is easy when we're sitting over here. I've never missed a ball over here on the sidelines.
Like I said,
that's for sure.
Yeah, excuse me, Joe. I want to see what happens here. Earl hadn't had a shot in 4 games. Let's see what he does. Oh, see there. Now, that's a shot earlier in the match. He would have just fired that ball in and made. So the pressure he's feeling the pressure also now. So.
Well, he left Nick an equally tough shot. Now Nick could bank this ball, and I think that's what he's looking at, because he's got a little side rail bumper up there in the form of the 9 ball, which is sitting up in the upper left-hand corner of the table with a 7 right next to it. And he can bank it. He can clear the 4 ball, which is right about on the break line there. So he can do that. The 6 and an 8 are to the left of the 2, and then the 5 ball is up near his cue ball there.
He's going to have to worry about the 4, too, if he makes that.
Look at this. He made it with the just as we thought there. Had that side rail to help out.
Nick's an awful good banker. I don't know if he's going to elect to bank this or try to put him behind the put the 4 behind the 5 and bring the cue behind the 6-8. Let's see what happens. He has 2 options here.
Mom always taught me, she said, never play bank pull with anybody that comes from Kentucky. And there's words of wisdom in that. Oh, boy. All of a sudden he misses that bank, right?
Well, if I was going to shoot the bank, I would have tried to got a little better shape than that. But like I said, how can you second guess a Nick Varner? So,
What would you have tried to do there? Go forward with
I
the
think
cue
I would.
ball and,
If I was
go
going to
the
shoot it,
rail
I would have
and
tried to come up in the middle of the table anyway and try to, because that's going to need you shot on the 5, even if he was going to make the 4.
Right, and if you're gonna shoot the bank, you might as well play position.
He had a
for the
very
next
good safety shot there.
Wow.
Now again, Earl has not hit a good shot. He's gonna
His-
he's gonna have to let his stroke out and draw it back beyond the 8 ball.
one. He's a little weak on that shot he
Well,
just hit.
like I said, I was anxious to see what he was going to do when he did finally get a shot. This is a big shot here.
And
He's barely got enough. He
he
almost
can make
didn't
the
get-
6,
oh,
but
yeah.
he almost kept it behind the 8. He should get out here, though.
Yes, no problem. 2 rows around.
Yeah, this is what he needs. He needs to get out here because to keep him limbered up. Now that making that 5 ball limbered him up just a little, took away that nervous feeling that you get there.
Well, I was surprised Nick didn't try to lock him up on that 4. He had a pretty good shot at the safety there.
There it is. Earl wins the 17th game and takes the lead, or not takes the lead, keeps the lead at 10 games to 7. Strickland over Varner.
I might also note here that you hear the fans. The fans are very good here, but we have a book here, and what? No? Okay, well, maybe we don't have one then. What do you mean? I've heard it before.
Okay, Earl's looking at the 1 ball here. He's I think he's going to cut this in, Kim, and come down for the 2 ball. Tips the 5 and gets perfect on the 2 ball. And I think Earl's going to get out here. What do you think, Kim?
Well, all he has to do is get on the 4 ball here, it looks like to me, and I think if he doesn't get in line here, he'll play the 3 ball combination. He wants to float it over and shoot the 5 ball in the same pocket he just made the 2. He's looking at it now. Relatively simple 3 ball combination if he does elect to shoot that.
Meantime, it's 10 games to 8. LeBron over Parika. Parika's breaking the balls. Ooh, boy. Earl elected to shoot that ball hard and draw back and try and come up the other side. I don't understand that. I would have, I think, elected to do what you had said there, Kim. Just take the safe, cinch the ball. And the 5-9-7 is pretty much in line there. Should have shot the 7s hanging in the hole.
Again, in a key situation, Earl has not got out, where usually he is very strong in that department. So let's see if Nick charges him here. Nick did run 3 racks, if you remember. So if he gets on 8 here, 9, 10, 11 is 3 more. So Earl possibly might not get back to this table. He's
He
got
ran into
fortunate
it perfect there, huh? Well, you couldn't get in too much trouble, though, with the speed he was going at. If he would have went around it, he could have still shot in the other corner.
Well, if he would have hit it topside, he would have had to shoot a combination on the 9.
We got 8 games for Nick all of a sudden. It's 10-8. Varner is trailing by 2 games. But he just ran 3. He could run 3 and out. That's the trouble with this great game of ours. It's fickle, I'll tell you. With these great players, anytime they're at the table, it can be over with. I know right at the beginning of the year we had a straight pool event in Rochester, and Jim Rempe had a tremendous victory there. It was not an MPBA sanctioned event, but Mike Siegel was leading the match. It was the finals, and it was a race to 200 points. And all of a sudden, Mike had him 195 to 15, and he didn't get out. Rempe ran 70, and then he ran 110 and out and won the match.
Well, here we go. Joe, yes, I heard about that. That was a great performance by Jimmy. Here we go. Earl has one slight problem. That's the combination on the 3-8. Oh, look what he's done here.
Well, I think
He might have
okay.
hooked himself.
I think he's okay. He's all right. But no, he may. He's looking funny.
Well, he has to elevate his stick over the 7 anyway. I mean, that's not exactly where he wanted to be.
The 3 is in a tough spot. The 3-8 is the 3 won't clear the 8 down in the lower left-hand corner of your screen.
He's going to come out 2 rails, I believe. No, he drew it straight back out. Okay.
Now he's going to shoot the combination.
Well,
3-8 in the corner, left corner. And the 4 ball though is all the way over on the opposite side of the table. So he's got to be careful here where he plays position on with the 3 and the cue ball. This shot here, you got to control both balls, the object and the cue ball.
Well, the speed is very important here. He wants to just slow roll this ball in case it doesn't hit the center of the pocket. It'll take it. Okay, he's made a very good shot.
I would have been in the side, you know. Every pool player thinks that, huh, Kim?
Well, you have to watch them side pockets. They'll jump up and get you. Okay, this is the key shot here to win the match. If he gets on the 5, everything else is pretty well in hand. But he has to worry about scratching. He can't come above the 7 because it's too much stroke. So he's going to try to get in between the 5 and the side, it looks like to me. Either that or roll and shoot a long rail down the corner.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to force it over.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Now he got funny angle, but I think he goes straight forward and roll up right between the 9 and the 6, and he does. And he gets perfect here. Got the right angle and everything on this ball. Just come back between the 9 and the rail here and shoot the 8 in the side, or the 7, I'm sorry, in the side.
That's the shot.
Now Earl, he'll go down to the end rail. He likes to spin and draw, so he'll spin it down and draw back over. There it is, the old spin and draw there. He says he might be able to handle this one now. Playing a little. There he goes. Earl Strickland. Wins the match. 11 games to 8 over Mr. Nick Varner. We're going to have a interview with Earl and get some of his comments and find out, you know, just what he feels was a turning point in that match. What do you think, Kim, of the performance of both the players early in the season here?
Well, like you said, Earl won the tournament in Lexington. He played very good, and he's playing very well right now. And Nick, this is the first chance I've got to see him because he wasn't in Lexington, as you mentioned. So both players are going to play well, you know, all year long. They're great champions, so I don't see no problem with it.
Earl comes up and a little exasperated there. He says, boy, Earl, I know this was a tremendous win for you because of the season that Nick has had last year. And Nick beat you in some key situations last year. He beat you 7 times. 7 in a row he beat you? That's unbelievable. Well, winner also, Mike LeBron just defeated Jose Perica 11 games to 9. What do you feel right after a match like this? I know you were really nervous before the match and chattering a little bit, and I know you wanted to win this match and regain some of the steam back that you maybe felt you lost in 1989.
Well, I'll tell you, Joe, I wasn't that nervous at the beginning of the match. It was at the end of the match where I got nervous. I forgot how to win there when it looked like I was going to put him away, like 11-4, 11-5. I just forgot how to win. I got a little nervous. I got to thinking about all the times he has beat me, and it kind of caught up with me right there in the middle of the match.
Yeah, it looked like it was 9-2 in the session, and all of a sudden Nick hit you with a 3, and then came back, I think, with a couple other great shots, and a little bit of some of the safety plays you were making. You gave him a few opportunities more than I know you would like to.
Yeah, I missed a real easy safety on the 4 ball. I was trying, no, it was on the 2 ball, trying to go underneath the 9. I still won that game, but you know, if you miss safeties on Nick, easy safeties, and give up crucial games, he's going to beat you. And I think my offense won the match today, breaking the balls, and he missed a couple of key shots, but overall my offense won the match today.
Earl, I noticed early in the match that Nick, the first game, had a chance to win the game twice, and he didn't. And did you feel like that he was a little nervous at that point, a little edgy at the time? Did that help you, like, go out and get the lead?
Yeah, I feel that was a little seesaw in the first game, and he should have won that game. And I think it did give me a little incentive to play a little harder once he didn't win that first game. And the fact that, you know, he's been watching me come through this loser side. I feel that he had a little pressure on him because he knows I'm playing better.
Well, let me ask you a little something now. You go on now on the you're on the 1-loss side, but we have a 1-session final format here, race to 13. So the winner side then faces the 1-loss side. The man that comes out of that loser's bracket needs only to win 1 session at the end, which is certainly capable of yourself or of any of the top players that will be left in the tournament. Your next opponent is Mr. Jimmy Reed, and Jimmy's playing great here. He's been off the tour for a couple of years, and he's come back on, and a little rededication, maybe much in the same manner that you've rededicated yourself back to the game this year. I know you've been practicing hard, and you're trying hard. And what do you feel about your upcoming match with Jimmy?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. Jimmy's an outstanding player. He's a veteran on the tour, but I don't feel he's playing as good as the guy I just played. The guy I just beat is probably the guy to beat. We all know that. Reed's an outstanding player, but I feel like I'm going to win this match.
Okay, Earl. Well, congratulations on your win. That was a tremendous victory for you, and I know you're going to be smoothing your way through, and I know you're going to see you in the finals. Good luck to you all the way through, Earl.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kim.
Earl, good luck to you in your next match.
Thanks.
Very fine shooting.
Well, Kim, as usual, it was a pleasure working with you, and your play, I know you'd love to be out there playing instead of up here, but I think there'll be many more events this year that you'll be right up in the top. You were the second place finisher on the 1989 MPBA Pro Tour, and still plenty of tournaments left this year. So good luck to you for the rest of the year, and again, pleasure working with you.
Well, Joe, thanks a lot. It was a pleasure working with you, and we'll be back here for the semis and the finals, and thank you very much.
Okay, this is Joe Kerr and Kim Davenport wishing all of you a pleasant evening, and don't forget, plenty of these tapes are available at your Accu Video Productions Center, so look forward to upcoming matches on ACCUSTAT Video Productions.